Now, I've been producing music for around about 20 years, and it never once occurred to me to try this type of bag as my portable studio bag. And what do I mean by this kind of bag? Well, to be quite point blank and straight to the point, I mean a camera bag. So to give you context, like this was the bag I was using at first. It's like a Samsonite bag, and I kind of had all my cables just in this front patch, like spare Thunderbolt 2 to Thunderbolt 3 converters, USB-C cables, all of that kind of stuff. And then in here, it's just pretty much like a free-for-all, like some Beyerdynamic headphones, the portable interface of choice, and then just like a ton of like cables, but it was never like neat. It's just kind of just in here. And then of course I've got to have my Grace Design headphone amp. This thing's incredible if you don't know about this. And then my laptop in the back, but that is an absolute mess. And I'm really looking forward to finding a way to compartmentalize this into a way that just makes sense. Because whereas a normal bag has an open section, actually a camera bag has so many sections within it, and it comes with these dividers which you can take out and place into different places to completely customize this. So I'm able to get my entire camera rig into here. And then I even have a spare place for my second camera, which I'm of course using now to record. And it's not even just that. On the back of this backpack, I then have a pouch to just slot my laptop inside. So as much as this is the perfect camera bag, this is kind of the perfect studio bag. Because if I just repurpose all of these dividers inside, I'm quite confident that I can fit my portable studio rig into this bag, which I'm going to be demonstrating for you today. So now I've got my blank canvas. I think the main thing I want to fit in here are all these headphones, an audio interface, microphone, laptop's ready in the back, some cables, and then I'll see what kind of space I've got left. These are the most concerning thing to travel with because of course you don't want anything sitting on top of it and having weight on top of it. So it's going to be interesting to see which headphones actually fit in the easiest. And if you want to know what headphones these are, none of this video is sponsored by the way, and they're essentially the 250 ohm version of the DT770 Pros, which actually sounds so much better than the 50 ohm version because they're more dependent on what headphone preamp you use and they require more power, so they end up sounding a lot better. LOL, this is totally turning into a camera bag slash Alex's portable studio slash headphone review. My goodness, you could totally tell I'm so new to this YouTube things. My videos have no consistency to them whatsoever. But anyway, I'm sure this is helping at least one person. And if it helps at least one person, then it's a video well done. So I know I'm going to need a place for spare cables, but before I forget, there's actually this front section which I can fit my whole arm in, which is huge. So I think I'll be able to get a ton of cables in there. So first things first, audio interface can slot there. That is bless. Now audio interface number 2, sorry, headphone amp, can go here. Now either these headphones can fit there or these headphones can fit here. Now, interestingly enough, they're taking up the same amount of space, which is great. So I think I'm just going to need... So this is the bottom of the bag. So I'm thinking I'll put a divider across there just for extra protection at this bottom section. Just so the bottom part of the bag is more secure. And I can put that up against there. And then I can probably just find a way to just enclose in the headphones. I'm going to make it really tight because what I don't want is I don't want anything like moving around whilst it's in there. Now at first these divider things can be a little awkward to get in, but what I recommend is you get the side first, then you get the bottom, and then you kind of see what room you have left to get the rest. Now, I need that to be a little bit tighter, so I can use one of these little dividers and kind of like put this in the in-between of those to really like tie that across like that. And then I'm pretty sure that isn't going to go anywhere. But just to make it even safer, I found a little trick with these is to kind of use them to fill the space. But if I'm being honest, if I take this out, I'm being super risky with all these LCDXs, but now for some reason I completely lack the ability to just call these headphones, and I keep reading off all these LCDXs for the entire video. So please, I'm sorry, just be patient with me. Yeah, that hasn't moved, and the reason being is because of just how tight this is. So I'm pretty confident. Shall I risk it? Yeah, so I'm tipping this upside down right now, and those headphones haven't come out. So that is securely locked in place, and that's not moving, which is fantastic. Now, the audio interface is going to be a bit of a challenge because it's flat, but I feel like I can make it take up way less space if I do this. And then ultimately, would I still be able to close it? Would it still be fine? Yeah, it will be. This is fun. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm playing some form of Tetris right now. But I'm sure what I'm hopefully demonstrating is, like, no matter what you've got, you have the ability to like fully customize this bag. Whereas with other bags, you just don't have the option to do this at all. So my interface, I think, can stay there like that. Now, the weird thing is I don't have a lot more things I need to fit in here. I feel like I like to fit things in like these tight little, but I like to fit things into these spaces that aren't the biggest, because that way I kind of have the grip. So that is not going in. So thankfully I have one of these left. So what I can do with this is I can put this, I feel like actually I could put this like this and like that and put it flat and just tighten that as much as possible in here like this. But then a little trick with these things is you can kind of use them as these like covers, so that when the bag's upside down, that thing isn't going to be flying around and moving all over the place. And obviously if you have a longer mic, you can do the same thing and have the same technique. And the interesting thing is I still actually have spare space. Now, is this going to be insane? Can I actually get, no way. So I can actually get my camera there as well, and then I can just put that there like that, and I can put another one on top, because the last thing I want is my camera moving around a lot. And secure that there. Just get that in that gap. Let's get this here. Okay, and then I've got a spare spot there. I don't know what I would want to do with that, to be honest. But this is great because even if I don't decide to use my all these LCDXs, I can just transfer. It seems like really any headphone is going to fit into that pouch. I've got my camera, I've got a spare spot, and I'm not going to bore you with chucking cables in the bag, but ultimately I can put all of my cables in this top pouch. And my laptop's in the back, so hopefully someone out there has been trying to find the perfect bag, and hopefully this video can just be a helpful video for you to just start looking at camera bags. This is the Manfrotto Light, something like that. I can't even remember what this is called. What is this bag? And I think I got it for around about £180, but bear in mind the other bag, the Samsonite one, was around about 160 at the time and doesn't have the ability and the capacity of this bag. So definitely check out camera bags if you're looking for the perfect bag as a music producer. My name's Alex Elliott. If you like this kind of content, you know what to do, like and subscribe. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you all next time.